Everybody, Rorree here. Welcome to Totally Rorree International. We are going over the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. The Four Agreements is a book written, I don't know when it was written, but I read it many years ago. And when someone suggested that a group of us read the book, and I found these reflection cards. So I thought this will be cool. I love reflection cards. I love oracle cards. And so I thought, you know what? Let's get those. So we've been going over these for a while now. We only have maybe about 6 of them left. Let me see how many we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we got 10 left. Okay. All right. So we have 10 left. And so what we're doing is we're reading the reflection card and I'm giving whatever comes to me. Sometimes I give tidbits on things to do. In our community, we focus on keeping our vibrations high and doing everything that we can to keep them high, especially with this climate. So much is vibrating low right now. And honestly, when you're living in a world where there is so much division and on purpose division, when you're just living in a time such as the one we're in right now, it is very important to keep yourself lifted up. Raise your own frequency, raise your own vibration, because if you do not, you can get sucked into the crazy of the crazy, and it's really a lot. So we focus on alternative wellness and healing methods. I'm a naturopath. I'm sorry, not a naturopathic. I am a spiritual healer, teacher. I am empathic. Sometimes I do medical intuitive work. The intuition, when you have intuition, you usually can hear on whatever kind of scenario. I usually work with women, but I do have male clients. I'm just be real. I do have male clients and I have male students. So I work with men and women. We have a community called Roses, Lavender, and Sage. That is a part of a religious society that we have. So Roses, Lavender, and Sage is one of our spiritual avenues that we have that's set up just for women, but we have a circle that's set up for men and women, and it's called the Sage Circle. All of our organizations underneath our umbrella in this society are spiritually based. We are non-denominational, and we've been doing this for many, many years. And we really teach people how to be the best them they could possibly be. We are spiritually based, not religiously based. So we study many different doctrine, okay? And we work on our intuition. So I feel like everybody has some type of intuitive gift. So we work on honing that and helping you to use whatever gifts that you have. I also do a lot of coaching, and in the coaching, it's coaching and healing at the same time. Most of the time, people that come to me for privates, and I'm not soliciting for new private clients right now. I'm not. But those who do come to me for privates, most of them now are repeat clients. We work on healing, but through the work, intuitive guidance is given. So you're always going to get intuitively led from me because it's always on. You know what I mean? It's always coming out my mouth. I don't, when I read, I sound just like this. Okay. So you will think you're just having a regular conversation, but intuitive information is just flowing through me to you. All right. So when you ask me a question, 9 times out of 10, the answer is intuitively led, because half the time I can't help it. I try to keep it off, or turned down, I should say, so that I'm not on fleek, because one of my highest abilities is empathic ability, where I can feel what you feel, and that doesn't feel so great. So I keep some of my abilities kind of turned down some, so that I'm not walking around absorbing everybody's energy. So anyway, if you want to learn more about me, then you can come join our community. Our community, we do have an offering for the community. And we do have a part where you don't have to give an offering. So you just, you can come on in. I think that part is still available. I'm not even sure. I got to talk to my team to see what's going on, because I know we've been shifting some things lately. But anyway, go on and check us out. If you want to stick around with us in our private community, feel free to do so. We have events in there. We have talks in there where we can chat back and forth. We do healing and meditative and healing sessions in there that help raise your vibration. I'm always giving tips and pointers. What else do we have in our community? We have movie night. We did, what was that film we did? The last one we did was Awake, I think it was called. And then we're doing a documentary as well on Flat Earth, but it's about way more than Flat Earth. So it hasn't even gotten to Flat Earth yet. So that's a documentary series. And so we've only done the first 3 parts to that series, and that has been nice, just to have discussions about it. So we have practice sessions where you can practice your gifts and abilities, and I teach different things. We have a method called the Performance Enhancing Meditation Method, PEM. We call it, anyway, we use this method to help people to tap into their higher selves and to learn how to manifest on purpose. It also helps with academics and sports and things of that nature. So we have a lot in our community to offer you. We've been doing this for many years, many different formats. And so now, because of the climate, we're all like in-house now, on video. But when things get a little bit better, we'll be doing our retreats again, because that's my thing. I love retreats. I love hands-on work. And so we have packages that we offer from time to time where you would come to a retreat. We're working on some things now to secure a retreat in a remote location. I won't say where, but definitely very tropical and beautiful. So we're working on that. So anyway, definitely look in the description box and it will show you, I think there are some links in there where you can get to the community and see what we're all about. If you need like a spiritually based organization exemption thing, so that you can exercise your free will for things, we have that there as well, for members. So, it's no additional fee or anything for the members. So definitely stop by. And we also will work with you. And I also work with a judge that has been assisting us in making sure that we do what we can for the community. So, we can have those kind of conversations in the community. All right. So anyway, we are doing these reflection cards, and the agreement for today comes from always do your best. The agreement to always do your best. All right. So this one says, do your best because you want to. Do your best because you want to. That's the cards. It's a little birdie bringing. Oh, the bird is making a nest. And they're already in one nest and the bird is making another nest. And it's like pretty and looks perfect. It looks like the bird is doing her best to make a perfect little home for her little birdies. All right. So that's good. Do your best because you want to. I like that. I think that's awesome, especially it's a good thing to put your best foot forward, not necessarily to be a perfectionist, because sometimes being a perfectionist is stressful. Um, hi, my name is Rorree, and I'm a recovering perfectionist. I need to have not AA, what is it? Perfectionist Anonymous, PA. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they need to have PA and have a session for us, because being a perfectionist is stressful. A bunch of perfectionists. I bet you, if you look at people that have ulcers, most of them been a perfectionist. Or the opposite of one. They so a mess that they whole life is a mess, and now they got an ulcer. One or the other. Anyway, let's read what this says. Okay. You do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you're trying to please the judge, and not because you're trying to please other people. So do your best because you want to do your best. Look your best because you want to look your best. Looking your best, doing your best is about you. It's not about somebody else. It's not being a people pleaser. It's not about pleasing your mama, pleasing your daddy, and that reminds me of like just going through life trying to please your parents. It wasn't until I was in my 40s when I recognized that I not only lived my childhood. Usually when you're a child, you're trying to please your parents, but I lived my adult life trying to please my parents. And at some point, that's not what the journey is about. And that's one of the things that had to be learned on my journey, was that it wasn't all about pleasing my parents. That's not what this life is about for me. Maybe it is for somebody else, but for me, that was one of the things I had to learn. It's not about outside, it's about inside. It's about me. It's about my happiness and wellness. And I found that in trying to please other people, like other people, when they would have like a negative opinion, that would sway how I would move. And one thing that I learned, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I learned this about air signs, and I'm an air sign, I'm a Gemini, but I learned that with air signs, it's very important that when you have a goal and when you're going where you want to go on your journey, and you're on your path, you're divinely led, you're going where your desire is to go. It's important for air signs to stay there and be tunnel vision, going where it is you desire to go, and keep negative naysayers out your ears, you don't want to read, hear, speak. You don't want to speak out anything negative. You don't want to speak out a plan B. Well, if this don't work, then I'll do this. The minute you do that, you take yourself off your path. This is not for everybody. This is air signs. I know this. When I look back and reflected, I said, wow. So for me, I will definitely do my best for me, and I will keep things to myself, especially if what they say might have an effect on me, or it might make an impression on me. Like, I might not talk to them about whatever I'm doing. It's important anyway to not be disclosing where you want to go with a whole lot of people, because then they put their energy on it, whether you hear them or not, because them whispering about you in the background is putting their energy on wherever it is you're going. okay? Or whatever it is you're doing. They're putting their energy on your stuff. Let's say the whisper is negative. So now they have put some negative gunk on your vision for wherever you're going on your journey. And now you've got to clean their junk off your stuff. So sometimes if you know a person is going to be negative, don't tell them. I remember one of my girlfriends some years ago, she said, well, whenever you tell this person something, you need to tell them the opposite of what you're really doing. Because every time you tell them what what you really doing don't happen. And I was like, damn. And it was true. It really was. I am very open. I'm an open book. Probably not the best all the time, because you ask me something, you're going to get the truth come right out my mouth. And so I've had to work on that, not being so open about everything. And I'm learning. And I'm listening more. So I listen to my higher selves more. I listen to the Holy Spirit within. I listen to my ancestors, guides, and angels. I listen and I ask, like before I do something, I'd be like, okay, let me ask this question first. And it reminds me of that song, when I move, you move, just like that. When I move, well, before I move, I ask. Okay. And like I'll hear what I'm supposed to do. I might confirm whatever I'm hearing, because I'm like, even if I'm going to disclose something, I ask first, should I disclose this to this person? Let me see. What am I hearing? So I would say you might need to do some of that, because that would help you to stay in alignment with doing your best on purpose. I talk about moving on purpose for a purpose, on purpose for, moving forward in that way. And what else on that subject? I think that's it. Now let me see. Says, do your best, enjoy it. Enjoy it for yourself. Do what you have to do for you, make yourself happy, and then reward yourself. Do something nice for yourself. When you find that you've done something, you've accomplished something, enjoy your accomplishment. Sit back and laugh and say hoorah. There used to be a time when I would have all these goals, and I would set the goal and I would reach the goal, and then I set the next goal and I reach it, and then I set the next goal and I reach it, and then I set the next goal. And it was that, and my excitement and my jumping for joy was just like that. I was so busy on that mission that I wasn't smelling the roses and enjoying my success, and then at one point the success went away, and damn, I wish that I had spent more time enjoying it for real, So anyway, I like this. Do it for yourself, I'm gonna read it again. You do your best when you are enjoying the action of doing it. Okay, that's another thing. To me, the sooner that you do what you love and what you enjoy, the better. Too many people on this planet are not doing what they love, and they're not doing what they enjoy. And so they're saying the same thing every day. They hate what they're doing. So it makes you not want to wake up to go to wherever you got to go if you hate your job, So I encourage people to take the time to get to know yourself and to get to know what are you here for? There are different ways to learn what you're here for. You can learn about your strengths. You can sit and be and figure out, what do I like? Because what you like is probably in alignment with what you're here for. I remember, I feel like it was in 20, I don't know. I don't even know. It might have been 2008. I don't know, 2007. I honestly, I don't remember when it was, but I met with, it might've been 2008. I think it was because I think that's when my business started to. I had a wonderful business at one point, and it started to fold when the economy started shifting in the real estate market. And I think that was 2008. So anyway, so I met this guy. He's my astrologer, and when I met him, he wasn't, of course. And my friend introduced me to him, and she was like, "Oh, you can go to this guy and get this healing, Reiki, like healing massage, and blah 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 blah." And he does astrology, and he's a Reiki master, and yada yada yada. And I was like, "Okay, whatever." And so I think I had been to an astrologer maybe once, but like it was like so much. I was like, oh my gosh. It was a good session, but it was a lot. And so I went to see this guy, and he looked at my charts, and he could tell from looking at my charts what I was good at. And he was like, "Yeah, you would be good at this and this and this." And I was like, "Get out of here." You know, it was like really interesting because it kind of was reading me like a book. And he didn't know me from a can of paint at the time. And so you could do something like that. You could, and I could definitely refer you to him. Okay. So you could go to a person that maybe is good at their craft. I feel he is excellent at reading astrology. And you can see maybe what strengths you came in here with that you were supposed to make use of in this lifetime. And it could be varying things, and maybe you can pick what you want. And I know I had one program, and I had him as part of my program. I was like, when everybody gets this, we want them to have this piece. I might incorporate that as well in the program that we have coming up. I'll have to check with spirit to see if that's something we can add. But whether we add it or not, there are astrologers everywhere. And you might want to get a personal session with someone and have them help you to figure out what you're supposed to be in this lifetime. What should you focus on? That's if you don't know, if you're younger, or if you're older and you don't know. You know, you might be middle aged and gone through this life and been like, what the hell am I doing? And now you want to figure it out so you can have some fun for the next part of your life. So if you know, now I feel like astrology is great for that. Now you could do sessions with me, you know, and we can sit down and kind of pull it out, and I can hear whatever. I see great, you know, I see well. My clairvoyance is great. I can look at you, but anyway, we won't get into all of that right now. But there are many different ways, but to me, it's good to figure that out sooner than later. One way to start figuring it out before you even find somebody is to start healing yourself and clearing yourself of junk, societal junk, root chakra junk, junk from your lineage. And junk not meaning that it's bad, but junk meaning that it needs to go so that you can be clear who you are. I did a program in 2005. I think it was 2005. I wrote a program called The Recipe for Prosperity, and it went along. At the time, our 501c3 was called Recipe for Prosperity. Now it's a different name, and it's not a 501c3. It's a different type of spiritually based organization. But at that time, we put on a program, and it was a 5-week course. And it was like you were peeling off the layers. We still have the course now. We made it digital, you know, because it was a live program before. So we've redone the programs a few years ago. And so we have that in our library. Those who get into our private program will have access to that. We are actually starting to load the library for that program now. But anyway, that program helped you to release everything, release the junk in your trunk, release the societal norms, release all of that, you know, release body shaming, release everything, you know, release other mates that you've had that left a little piece of speck of this and speck of that in your space. Release past trauma, release, right? So you release values that weren't that you were programmed to have, release poverty mentality. Some people think that money doesn't grow on trees, and that's kind of telling you that money is going to be hard to come by or something. And so if you've grown up with these things buried into your brain, then you might have a hard time or find it difficult to manifest money, if that's what you're needing or wanting, that kind of energy, money. So anyway, that program was really awesome in peeling off the layers that have been collected in your armor. So one of the first things I would do is release that stuff. Release old programming, and that's a process, but it's a necessary process so that you can get to the core and to the root of who you really are. Not who your mama wants you to be, who your daddy wants you to be, who your girlfriend wants you to be, who your boyfriend wants you to be, not who you see on TV. We see so much. Everything just gets duplicated, and it's just really incredible. This world is incredible right now. It's like, wow, are we really, sometimes I just wonder, it feels like a crazy movie that we're in right now. Usually I'm amazed because as I walk through my journey, I feel like I'm watching myself in a movie. But right now, I feel like I'm in a wacky ass movie. Like this reality, or whatever you want to call this, that we are living in, if this is a hologram, whatever this is, if we're a hard hologram in this movie is whack. And I think we should rewrite the script for the next parts, okay? Because I'm rewriting mine, because this movie right here is wacky tacky. So anyway, so anyway, start working on healing yourself, releasing all the other stuff. Stop asking everybody and their grandmother for their opinion. Be careful where you do get opinions from. Be careful. I'm very careful when I listen to someone's teachings. I'm like, should I be listening to this person? Where this person coming from? And one of the first things I test is, this person come from a place of pure love. Even with the community, you cannot get into the community if you're not coming from a place of pure love. I'm sorry. You will not be accepted. And we go to spirit for everybody. And if you're found at some point that you're not coming from a place of pure love, you got to go, because that's all we accept. You have to be coming from a place of pure love. That's it. Or you can't come in. For real. So if you try to come in and then all of a sudden you get a little note, but whatever. But this was good. I like this one. Do your best, but do it for yourself. But get to know who you are first. Stop trying to do stuff, put on airs for everybody else. Even changing your body, doing all this, doing all this stuff to your body. Like, who is looking at that? Like, do people really like that stuff? You know what I mean? Like I hear people talking about like their buttocks injections and stuff, and then people be saying that their buttocks be hard and stuff. Like for those who like men, do men like the hard butt? I know like men might like a hard butt that feels muscular, but do they want, like, what does the hard butt feel like after you had them injections? And I'm not shaming anybody. I'm just wondering, like, do men really like that? Like, do they like to, tap it or whatever, and it's like hard? Like, really? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's what guys are into. I have no idea, but I'm not going there. But like, are people doing that for themselves? Are they doing that for men? Like, did somebody say that was beautiful or something? I don't know. Like, who made that up? That like looking like Barbie's cousin, who said that? Who made that up? Like, I feel like I'm living in a twilight zone. Like, honestly, I mean, I know men like big booties or whatever, some men, but don't they want it to feel natural? Or does it feel natural? I don't know, because I ain't never touched one that wasn't real, that had some adaptations to it. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like I'm digressing big time. But I said that because, ladies, are you doing that for yourself? Or are you doing that for somebody else? And, I don't know. Because I feel like most people are beautiful the way they are. You know what I mean? I really do, whatever. I mean, I would love the day when people are not so brainwashed that they're just trying to do everything that they see. And it just feels like some crazy agenda to, I don't know. It makes me upset. It kind of makes me want to cry because it's like, what is going on? You know what I mean? It's one thing to wear makeup, but dang, is any part of some people real? Like, what is really going on? You know, I could even see like liposuction and things like that, but golly, I don't know. It's really kind of sad. Some of the stuff is just going too far. And I don't talk to men a lot because I don't have a whole lot of male clients, but I wonder if I really wonder what men think. Like, what are they really thinking when they're not around us? What are they really thinking? You know what I mean? I don't know about what they're seeing. And then the whatever. That's too much. I'm gonna release that. But I really encourage you, if you're gonna do that, do it for yourself. Do it because you feel like you're gonna love you like that. You know, don't do it for somebody else. Do it for yourself. If that's what you choose to do. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it because society is making you think that you have to look like that to be able to do something. So anyway, all right, y'all. I kind of like this one. Stay tuned for the next one. Ashe, ashe, ashe.